It's my pleasure to introduce today's chapel speaker. I first met this young man when he came out for the cross-country team in his sophomore year. We also worked together in the Dance-a-thon J-term, and I got to see firsthand Reid's dedication and leadership ability. Whenever something needs to be done, Reid's the first one in line to complete the task. Reid is a tri-captain this year on the cross-country team. Through the summer and first 5 weeks of the season, he has been a selfless leader who puts the success of the team first. He helps create a team environment that other kids want to be a part of. I look forward to hearing our senior warden's chapel talk today. Reid Powers.
Please be seated. Thank you, Coach Farrell, for the introduction, and thank you to Father Tim and my fellow vestry members for allowing me to speak today. 13 years ago, I arrived for my first day at the Episcopal Academy in Mrs. Page's kindergarten class. I walked into the classroom with my lime green backpack, a new pair of Merrells, and a lunchbox packed with a cheese sandwich. I didn't know what to expect. I was only at the Devon campus for 1 year before we moved to Newtown Square. Therefore, I only vaguely remember a couple of things. I remember attending chapel in the all-purpose room with everyone sitting on the carpeted floor. I remember the ice cream we were allowed to buy once a week in the lunchroom. I remember Ben Kovacs playing the lead role as a Mad King in the school play. But most of all, I remember the EA logo all over the campus with the words Esse Quam Videri. I didn't understand what it meant at the time or the importance it carried. Esse Quam Videri is a Latin phrase and the EA motto and means to be rather than to seem. Following these 3 words, I learned many important lessons from EA. The phrase Esse Quam Videri has a long and rich history. It was first written by ancient Roman philosopher and politician Cicero in 44 BC in his essay on friendship. It is interpreted in many different ways by different people. When I was younger, I first perceived it as the idea of walking the walk instead of talking the talk. As I matured, I now understand it as the idea of being true to yourself and finding purpose in your goals while giving a full effort. There is an aspect of being versus appearing to be. To put this outlook into perspective, one could ask the question of, are you actually doing your work and giving a full effort? Or are you just appearing to do your work and putting it off? Are you giving 100% in practice? Or are you just giving a passive effort, waiting for it to end? It is this diligent frame of mind that we are taught to strive for at EA. Flash forward to freshman year, I heard many senior speeches that reflected a similar theme to that of Esse Quam Videri. They all followed the same premise of describing the countless opportunities Episcopal has to offer and what they did to make the most of their high school years. I was sitting in the same position as the freshman class today. I was excited but a little nervous for high school. Similar to my first day of kindergarten, I did not know what to expect. The best advice I received as a freshman came from these speeches, stressing that it is okay to have your niche, but important to try new things, emphasizing the importance of seizing opportunities presented to us. Inspired by this, I took a leap of faith and ran for vestry. Speaking in front of the whole upper school seemed terrifying, but I realized that joining vestry could be something special. I would be lying to you that if I said that freshman year me wasn't trembling in fear, waiting to speak on the altar that day. However, taking that leap worked out, and I consider myself a better public speaker and leader because of it. Not everything you try will work out, but if you give up on things so quickly, there's a chance you're going to miss out on something special. I took another big leap before the beginning of sophomore year, dropping soccer and joining the cross-country team. It was an entirely new thing to me, but I was supported by my friends on the team who encouraged me to join. This was a complete step out of my comfort zone. I had been playing soccer since I was 5 years old, and despite not being very good, it was familiar to me. On top of that, our freshman soccer team was coming off one of the greatest seasons in EA third team history, winning the league championship led by Coach Sylvie. However, I realized that continuing soccer was not striving to be my best self, that I was just coasting through it because it was familiar to me. I made the mistake of becoming content with the idea of not challenging myself and decided I needed to make a change. Looking back on it, joining cross country proved to be the right decision. It allowed me to participate in the EA Haverford Day and introduced me to a whole new group of great people. With cross country, I was actually working hard and improving, not just going through the motions and trying to convince myself that I was working hard. I focused on the idea of being rather than seeming. I made it my goal to apply this mindset to everything I did: schoolwork, other sports, and everyday life. I wanted to pursue things that I enjoyed, things that improved me as a person. In doing so, I experienced a greater sense of gratitude for Episcopal. I believe that gratitude is a gift that keeps on giving. The more we appreciate what we do have, the more we have to become thankful for. I am forever grateful to Episcopal and our community because I was able to find passions that I wanted to pursue. My focus on gratitude and perception of Esse Quam Videri motivated me to try new things, find purpose in them, and be true to myself. The chapel theme this year is Hope Does Not Disappoint. I believe that at its core, that's what Episcopal Academy is. If you come in with a desire to achieve and be successful here, you can. I came here in kindergarten as a hopeful kid, hopeful that Episcopal would be where I would learn, mature, and create lasting relationships. And I can confidently say now that the hope I had in EA did not disappoint. Everything I have learned in my life, I owe to Episcopal. I only have 1 year left, but this school will always be a part of me. It doesn't matter if this is your first month at Episcopal or your 14th year. We all have the opportunity to find something we are passionate about and chase it with a purpose. In essence, to be rather than to seem. In silence, let us reflect on what we've just heard.